And Mr. Eisenhower is sworn in by the Chief Justice of the United States.
I, Dwight D. Eisenhower, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God.
Before we begin, I would just like to say that I think that Dwight Eisenhower was one of the best presidents of the United States. Not that I know a lot about the other presidents, but from the information that I do know, I would put him second to George Washington only. And I am not biased, and I will tell you why. But first, let's start from the beginning. Dwight Eisenhower was born on October 14, 1890 in Denison, Texas. His older brother Edgar was known as Big Ike, so when he was born, he was given the nickname Little Ike. He was the third of 7 siblings, and in 1892 the family moved to Abilene, Kansas, which is what he considered his hometown, where he was raised in the Presbyterian Church. Dwight attended Abilene High School, where he played football and baseball. After graduating high school in 1909, he attended the United States Military Academy and graduated in 1950. He then continued to serve the United States Army. In that same year, Dwight met his soon-to-be lifelong partner, Mamie Dowd. The two got married in 1916 while he was 26 and she was 20. The next year, on September 24, 1917, they had their first child, Dowd Eisenhower. Unfortunately, at the age of 3, Dowd died of scarlet fever on January 2, 1921. Dwight and Mamie had their second child, John Sheldon Dowd Eisenhower, on August 3, 1922. Dwight loved to serve his country, and during World War II, he served as Supreme Commander of the Allied Expeditionary Force of Europe. He also achieved the 5-star rank of the General Army. He planned and supervised the invasion of North Africa in Operation Torch in 1942 and 1943, as well as the invasion of Normandy from the Western Front in 1944 through 1945. Dwight had such a call in his heart to serve God and his country, so he ran for president in the Republican Party in 1952 with the campaign slogan, "I like Ike," and he beat Democrat Adlai Stevenson in 1953. As you know, you need 270 to win, and Eisenhower won 442 to 89. In winning this election, Dwight ended 20 years of Democratic rule. His inauguration ceremony was on Tuesday, January 20th, 1953 at the East Portico of the U.S. Capitol, and so he became the 34th President of the United States. After Eisenhower's first term, he ran for a second term in 1956, where he beat Stevenson again 457 to 73. Eisenhower worked hard and put his mind to ending the Korean War. So while this was one of the biggest issues that he faced while he was president, it was also one of his greatest accomplishments. Another great accomplishment of President Eisenhower was that he sponsored and signed the Civil Rights Bill. He did a great job at keeping America at peace. I think the people liked Eisenhower so much because not only did he work to make America more peaceful, but he always talked about it. He once said, "I think the people want peace so much that one of these days the government had better get out of their way and let them have it." And this is exactly what he did. Eisenhower was a good president with many good accomplishments. He had a lot of things he could have been prideful about, but he was not. He was described often as humble, and he always said he loved to win, but never to gloat. Ike loved to camp, fish, hunt, and shoot, and he also loved to golf. So when he moved into the White House, he installed a putting green. He hated squirrels because they would dig up the putting green. In fact, he said that if anyone saw one around the green, to shoot him dead on the spot. He loved joking around, and he even planned a fake Indian attack prank for some laughs. Eisenhower had a brilliant sense of humor and a kind demeanor, and he deserved the respect he got from all the Americans. Dwight D. Eisenhower will always be remembered as having a servant's heart. America needed him because he thought of the country as a whole and acted based on that. He was always determined to make America a unified and peaceful nation. One thing that impacted many Americans was his prayer before presidency. Dwight had a good run serving his country. His time in office, fortunately, was not cut short. After his presidency, he retired to a small farm adjacent to the battlefield outside of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. He was getting older and couldn't do as much anymore. He spent more years of his life serving his country than he did doing anything. He died in 1969, just 8 years after retirement. We need more people like Dwight Eisenhower in office today, especially after America's division because he worked so hard to put peace in our country. He was a very good president who always put the country's needs before his own. And he was not perfect, but he always tried his best to do what was right for the people and not for himself, which is what many presidents could learn from today.
And that in the goodness of time, all peoples will come to live together in a peace guaranteed by the binding force of mutual respect and love. Now, on Friday noon, I am to become a private citizen. I am proud to do so. I look forward to it. Thank you, and good night.